I joined the company in 2001. So at the start of the year, just as the national distribution form was happening with Volvo construction equipment as part of that journey. So
you mentioned before, getting Volvo for national was a very pivotal moment for the business.
Big deal.
Within the same 12 months, Alan comes on. Tell me what happened there.
Oh, they couldn't stand me. It was all terrible. No, so really part of... Listen, part of my initial role was very much involved in that Volvo distribution. It was a big change. One of the things for us was making sure the customers were looked after in that transition. And essentially what happened was we had to move the Volvo parts warehouse from Sydney to Melbourne. Wow. We had a facility in Melbourne that we'd invested in and built, and we had to get out of the Volvo facility. Back then it was shared with trucks and cars. And as Volvo sold off cars, we were told we need the space and you need to get out. So in fact, again, because of the people we've got, we managed to make sure that we could move the whole national parts warehouse from Sydney to Melbourne and support all the customers at the same time. So that was a big part in that transition of that national distribution, was that parts and service business. And soon after, our branch in Sydney was also on the same site, and we were told you need to move out of there as well. So again, soon after that period, we had to make the decision to build and invest in the future, which is what we did. And I think that's the great thing we've seen with Ron and Rob from the beginning. You know, as the founders, the reality is they want to keep growing the company and build the future, and making an investment in Sydney. So we were given the opportunity, as Ron and Rob said, you know, one of the big changes for Volvo construction equipment was, just like with the John Deere Hitachi thing, Volvo bought Samsung. And they had private dealers around Australia, and then Volvo made that decision to have a private dealer network. And when we'd taken on Queensland and Victoria and Tasmania, we were very fortunate to also acquire some other good people. In fact, some of them still with us today, which is just fantastic. But again, at the end of the day, Ron and Rob, like all their growth, had full belief in the ability of themselves and the people in the business to make any opportunity work for us. It's hard work, but we had confidence in our people, in the CJD people. We knew what we were doing. We know we can do a better job than other people. We believed in ourselves and we backed ourselves. The ethos of the company is a real customer-centric, employee-centric focus. You know, it's a care factor. I think the slogan, you know, big enough to trust, small enough to care. We want all those new people as part of the CJD family. We make it happen. It's another thing that we talk about. So just making those different changes helped. Don't worry, we lost money too to start with in Sydney. It was hard work, but our commitment to turn it around was not questioned. And that's part of this whole journey with CJD.